Sorry about the late start, folks. The start time crept up on us pretty quickly due to the senior night festivities for Homewood-Flossmoor, but Nico Bilgee is through one out in the top of the first inning. You got a pop out to Dylan Head in shallow center field to start this ball game. That one's fly down the left field line and out of play. Today, the Vikings are going to be taking on the Boilermakers of Bradley-Bourbonaiss. The Vikings are on a 2-game win streak. Their last game was a win 12-1 at Homewood-Flossmoor. Vikings hit 3 home runs that game. That one's outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bilgee winds. Here's a full count pitch. That one's hit in the air on the infield. Rob Tate and Corey Mulling talking, and Tate will take it himself for the second pop out of this top of the first inning. Bradley is 11-6. They're 2-3 in their last 5, and their last game was a 3-2 win against Oak Forest. But Nico Bilgee is threatening to go 1-2-3 in the top of the first. There's a good breaking ball in there for strike 1. Bilgee's last outing was probably one of the best starts that the Vikings have had. He went 5 innings pitched, no earned runs, only 4 hits, 8 strikeouts. That one's fouled off very quickly, 0-2. That was against Maine South in a game that the Vikings won 5-1. Only the second time that the Vikings pitchers have gone into the 5th inning, the starter that is. So there's a swing and a miss. Nico Bilgee goes 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning, ending it with a punch out. We'll go to the bottom of the first, scoreless. On the mound for the Boilermakers in this ball game is going to be Cody Freitas. He'll have his work cut out for him today as he'll face a Vikings lineup that hit 3 home runs against Homewood-Flossmoor. Dylan Head hit 1 of them in his 2-for-3 day. He'll watch a fastball about thigh high for strike 1. Head went 2-for-3 with that home run, 2 RBIs, 3 runs scored, and a stolen base. He fouls that one back, 0-2. Swung out of his shoes right there. So very quickly, Head is down 0-2. The wind and the pitch from Freitas. That one's up and out, ball 1. Getting the leadoff man on has been important for the Vikings, especially when that leadoff man is Dylan Head. With his speed, you never know. As there's a swing and a miss. Dylan Head goes down on strikes for one of the few times this year. It was a good slider there from Freitas. Started about middle, and then ended up around Dylan Head's thigh. Just fell off the table. That's going to send Corey Mulling to the plate, the second baseman, with nobody on and one out. He's going to watch that one above the zone, and it bounced off that backstop. Mulling also had a 2-hit day against Crete. He went 2 for 2 with an RBI, 2 runs scored and a stolen base. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's upstairs yet again, ball 2. That one's fouled off down the right field line. 2-1. Two-one pitch from Freitas. Swing and a miss from Mulling. 2-2. Freitas has already struck out Dylan Head to start the day. He's looking to add his second punch out in as many batters. Here's a 2-2 to Mulling. It's a fastball above the zone. So the 3 balls that Corey has seen in this at-bat have been pretty much the exact same pitch, a fastball around his head. But the count is full. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Mulling. Fouled back. Good battle here by Corey. We'll do the full count pitch one more time. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the first. That one's hit in the air to center field. Not deep enough, and it's going to be a fly out for the second out of the first inning. That sends Jason Ballard to the plate with 2 outs and nobody on.
Number 5, Jason Ballard.
Ballard went 0 for 1, but a very characteristic 2 walks in his game. He swings through that first pitch from Freitas. So Ballard didn't record a hit, but he walked twice and scored twice. Also stole a base. That one's off the plate, ball 1. Count is even, a ball and a strike. Here's a pitch from Freitas. That one's above the zone. 2-1. Cody Freitas trying to respond to Nico Bilgee's 1-2-3 with a 1-2-3 first of his own. That one's above the zone, maybe a little bit outside, 3-1. Three-one pitch to Ballard. That's inside, and what do you know, the Vikings' first base runner is thanks to a Jason Ballard walk, something that he has done so many times this year, just walking and getting on base.
Catcher number 10, Preston Lund.
Preston Lund also went 0 for 1 with 2 walks against Crete. He'll bat with a runner on first and 2 outs in the bottom of the first. He fouls that first pitch back, 0-1. Freitas is using that fastball pretty heavily. The only off-speed pitch he's thrown has been to Dylan Head. There was a pickoff attempt. Ballard in safely. Freitas thought he had him. Another pickoff attempt. Ballard in there even more so this time. First one was a little bit closer. 0-1 is the count on Lund. There's a pitch from Freitas. There's a breaking ball. Ballard takes off. He's going to be in there at second base with a stolen base. Lund took that slider off the plate. Jason Ballard delayed steal Swiped second base, and now, just like that, the Vikings are threatening to score without recording a hit. Ball and a strike is the count on Preston. Here's a pitch. Just barely up. 2-1. Here's a 2-1 from Freitas. Lund skies one. Behind home plate. It's going to drift out of play. Strike 2. So now Lund and Freitas even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2. That's in the dirt and gets away. Jason Ballard's going to move up 90 feet. Just like that, the Vikings have a runner only 90 feet away. And Lund has a 3-2 count on him. So after 2 quick outs for Freitas with the first 2 batters, he's walked Jason Ballard and then gone to a full count with Lund. That's in there for strike 3. Lund's K is looking to end the first inning. But going into the top of the second inning, it's still scoreless, 0-0. Nico Bilgee trying to follow up his 1-2-3 first inning. He'll start with a ball in the dirt. 1-0. That one's off the plate, 2-0. Tyler Wilson swings through that pitch, 2-1. To Wilson. Hit on the ground to his counterpart, Elijah Rainey. He'll scoop it up himself and take it for the 4th consecutive batter retired by Bilgee.
Catcher number 21, King Albert.
Andrew Schweigart is the batter. He'll take a changeup at the knees from Bilgee. That's above the zone. 1-1. Just barely missed. Evens the count and a ball and a strike. Here's a 1-1 from Bilgee. Another breaking ball just below the zone. 2-1. Two-one pitch from Nico. It's a fastball above the zone, ball 3. Bilgee trying to avoid his first base runner here in this one. He will on that pitch. 3-2. Schweigart fouled that one back. Full count, 3-2. Full count pitch from Bilgee. Hit on the ground to Isaiah White at third. He's up with it. He'll throw across the diamond to Elijah Rainey, and that's going to be the second out of this top of the second inning. Now, Caden Arbor will be the batter.
Catcher number 21, Caden Arbor.
Arbor sends that one into left field. Bennett Reich's going to be there to make the catch on that first pitch that Arbor sees. He lines it into left field, and Nico Bilgee has gone 6 up, 6 down. So going into the bottom of the second, still tied 0-0. Isaiah White will lead off the bottom of the second for the Vikings.
Third baseman number 13.
White did not play against Crete. It was his day off. He was dealing with a little bit of hip soreness after being hit by pitch against Lockport right in the hip. But he's back now. He'll face Cody Freitas. He'll foul that first pitch back 0-1. Freitas did not allow a hit in the first inning, but he did walk Jason Ballard. There's strike 2 at the knees from Freitas. So very quickly, Isaiah White is behind in the count 0-2. That's a breaking ball off the plate. 1-2 now. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Isaiah White. Fastball that he fouled back, keeping the count on the ball in 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Another breaking ball. That one was in the dirt, 2-2. We haven't seen Freitas have good command over that breaking ball except for the one perfectly placed one he threw to Dylan Head to strike him out to start the game. Since then, it's just been fastballs. There is a fastball, and White sends one out into center field, just shy of the warning track. Make the play. So Isaiah White flies to center like Corey Mulling did in the first. Elijah Rainey, the first baseman, will bat.
Number 4, Elijah Rainey.
Rainey went 1 for 3 with a bases clearing double against Crete-Monee. It was just about 3 feet short of being a grand slam, and that one is hit high into the sky. He just barely got under that one. If he had sent that one more on a line, that ball would have gotten out of here in a hurry. But it's a second fly out to center field in the second inning for Demir Heidelberg, the DH.
Number 31, Demir Heidelberg.
First pitch to Heidelberg, swing and a miss. Oh, 1 pitch to Heidelberg. Another fastball. Heidelberg's late on it. 0-2 is the count. Heidelberg pops that one into shallow right field. Good play by the second baseman Thomas Ophil, ranging to his left into foul territory. So through 2 innings, both teams still searching for their first hit. We'll go to the third, 0-0. Nico Bilgee went 1-2-3 in the top of the first and the top of the second, trying to replicate that in the top of the third. He'll start by facing the right fielder, Cal Darling.
Right fielder, number 19, Bill Hall.
First pitch from Bilgee's off the plate for ball 1. As you can see, Bilgee works very quickly. He gets the ball and he just throws it. That's ball 2, pretty much the exact same spot, 2-0. Bilgee does not waste any time on the mound. Swing and a miss from Darling. Way out in front of that one, 2-1. That's in the dirt, 3-1. So now Bilgee will slow things down. He's one ball away from allowing his first base runner of the day. 3-1 pitch. Hit on the ground, past Bilgee. Mulling is there to make the play, and that's going to be the first out of the third inning. Cody Freitas will try and help his own cause. He'll bat against Nico Bilgee. Freitas is the starting pitcher for the Boilermakers. Here's the first pitch from Bilgee. It's at the knees for strike 1. Oh, 1 from Bilgee. Fastball grounded down the third base line, foul. 0-2. So now Bilgee is very quickly ahead on Freitas, 0-2. Here's a pitch from Bilgee. Swing and a miss. Great breaking ball from Nico Bilgee. K's Cody Freitas on 3 pitches. Sends him back to the dugout. Maybe Freitas should only be a pitcher. I don't know if the two-way thing is going to work out for him. That one's up around Max Mollendine's head. Ball 1. Mollendine is the shortstop for the Boilermakers. He'll sky one. Shallow center field. Jason Ballard will call for it, and he'll make the catch. So through 9 batters of the Bradley Boilermakers lineup, Nico Bilgee has retired all 9 in order. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Vikings still searching for their first hit as well. Leading things off for the Vikings here in the bottom of the 3rd inning is going to be the left fielder, Bennett Reich.
Left fielder, number 19, Bennett Reich.
Reich did not play against Crete-Monee. He's been going 1 game on, 1 game off. He'll swing and miss late at that fastball from Freitas, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Reich. In the dirt, 1-1. Reich trying to log the first hit for either side today. He'll tip that one back into Caden Arbor's glove. Arbor is the catcher. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Reich. It's off the plate, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes is a count on Reich. Fastball at the knees. Reich goes down looking. It's Freitas' 3rd K of the day. Now the last hitter in the Vikings lineup, Rob Tate. Tate went 1 for 2 with a home run against Crete-Monee. His 4th of the year. I'm sure he would like to add his 5th right here. First pitch from Freitas. It's a breaking ball. Spins in there for strike 1. With Dylan Head waiting on deck, you can't put Rob Tate anywhere, so you have to throw him strikes. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, good pitch, good spot. 0-2. That one was painted on the low and outside corner. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Tate. It's a breaking ball that he taps foul. 0-2. Count is still 0-2 on Rob Tate. Trying to avoid back-to-back strikeouts to start the 3rd. Here's the 0-2 from Freitas. It's a fastball. Up around Tate's neck, he swings and misses at that one for the 2nd consecutive strikeout. It's going to send Dylan Head to the plate with nobody on and 2 outs.
Dylan Head.
Head struck out for only the 3rd time this year to start the ball game. It was a perfectly located Cody Freitas slider that ended the job on him. That one's in the dirt. 1-0. One ball and no strikes. Here's a pitch to Head. That one's popped out of play. 1-1. Count is even. A ball and a strike on Head. 1-1. Above the zone. 2-1. Two balls and a strike as a count to Head. Here's a pitch from Freitas. Head swings and fouls one down the left field line. If he had straightened that out, it would have been his 2nd opposite field home run. We saw him hit one against Sandberg, pretty similar to that, down the left field line that just barely snuck over the fence. But it's 2-2 now on Head. Here's a pitch from Freitas. It's another slider in the dirt, 3-2. So now you have to be careful with what you throw him right here. Full count, 2 outs to Head. Here's a pitch. Fastball right at Malandini. Here's a throw from Malandini. He's not even going to have a chance on Head. Head beat that by about 4 steps. Malandini had a little bit of trouble coming up with it. But it's going to be an infield single and the first hit for either team. And we're in the bottom of the 3rd. That ball was a 1-hop rocket right at Malandini. Corey Mulling flied to center his first time up. Cody Freitas is a big fan of that very quick pickoff move. You just saw him right at, and oh look, there it is again. Hasn't worked once out of 4 times, so. Here's the first pitch to Mulling. Mulling calls time. Long hold there from Freitas. Force Mulling to call time. Freitas is definitely worried about Head over there on first, as you can see. Head is a smart base runner. He knows what Freitas is doing. Swinging it and miss. That one was tipped back into Arbor's glove. 0-1. Another pickoff attempt. Another time that Dylan Head is safe. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Mulling. That one was above the zone. Freitas did not come set on that pitch at all. You hear fans representing their disapproval. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Mulling. The breaking ball off the plate. Head is going to move up 90 feet. That one just ticked off of Arbor's glove. Just like that, the Vikings have another runner in scoring position. 2-1 is the count on Mulling. All he needs to do is just find the outfield grass, and the Vikings are going to have a lead. That 2-1 pitch is below the zone. 3 balls and a strike. Jason Ballard waits on deck. He already walked today. He was the sole Vikings base runner before Dylan Head's single. 3-1 to Mulling. Checked his swing. He did not go, and it's the 2nd Vikings walk of the day. First one for Corey. And now the Vikings have 2 runners on and 2 outs for the 3-hitter, Jason Ballard. Ballard walked and stole second when he was on base. He'll have a chance to give the Vikings a lead in this one. First pitch from Freitas. Head takes off. That one's hit on the ground to Malandini. He'll go to second. Out at second base is Mulling. Play was close as Mulling and Head were both off with the pitch. It's going to be an inning-ending fielder's choice ground out for Jason Ballard. And going into the top of the 4th inning, still scoreless. Third baseman Shao Norimatsu will lead off this 4th inning. He led off the game with a fly ball to center field to start it. Nico Bilgee will start him well with a breaking ball in there for strike 1. 0-1 pitch from Bilgee. That one's tapped foul. 0-2. So Bilgee has gone 9 up, 9 down against the Boilermakers. He's 1 strike away from the first out in the 4th inning. That one's below the zone. 1-2. Good take by Norimatsu. That breaking ball is a banger of a curveball. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Bilgee. That one's above the zone. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes is a count on Norimatsu. That one's hit on the ground to Tate at short. He's going to have to hurry his throw. Good play by Rob Tate. Oh, my goodness. He was ranging to his right and had to throw cross body. And it's the 10th straight batter retired by Nico Bilgee. That's a phenomenal play by Rob Tate, especially knowing the circumstances. Great play by the shortstop. Thomas Ophil popped to Rob last time up. He'll take a ball just barely off the plate for ball 1. 1-0 pitch from Bilgee. That one's lined into right field. Jason Ballard will settle under it and make the 2nd out of this 4th inning. They'll send Vernon Malone, the DH, to the plate with nobody on and 2 outs. Malone struck out to end the 1st. Bilgee will try and send it back to the dugout to end the 4th. First pitch to Malone. That's in there for strike 1. Oh, 1 from Bilgee. That one skipped in there, 1-1. One to Malone. That's in the dirt yet again, 2-1. Malone did strike out on a curveball to end the 1st, so Bilgee's been giving him a few of those. There's a fastball that Malone's laid on, 2-2. So Bilgee just 1 strike away from being through 4. 2-2 pitch from Bilgee. Swing and a miss. Nico Bilgee strikes out Vernon Malone for the 2nd time today, and he's through 4. 12 up, 12 down. Preston Lund will start things for the Vikings here in the bottom of the 4th inning. He'll try and give his battery mate, Nico Bilgee, some run support.
Preston Lund.
Lund struck out looking against Cody Freitas in the 1st inning. Freitas still on the bump. Lund sends one high into left field. Andrew Schweigart is under it. He'll make the play. That's a tough play to make with how long that ball was up there. But it's the first out of the 4th inning.
Third baseman,
Isaiah White will bat. He flied to center to start the 2nd inning in his first and only at bat. Only hit for either side is a Dylan Head infield single that he used his legs to beat out. Isaiah White's going to try and change that right here. He takes ball 1 above the zone from Freitas. Freitas has issued 2 walks today. So 3 base runners for Freitas, 0 for Nico Bilgee. White fouls that one back. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch to White. That's above the zone, 2-1. Isaiah just barely got under 1 in the 2nd. He sent the center fielder all the way to the wall. That one's popped foul, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes is now the count. Freitas trying to send White down on strikes. Here's a pitch. It's a breaking ball, hit right back up the middle. Isaiah White nets the 2nd hit of the Vikings day. It was a breaking ball that White just waited back on and sent it right back Freitas' direction. Elijah Rainey just barely got under 1. He sent a ball about as deep as you can hit it without having it go out in the 2nd inning. And now we've seen that Cody Freitas doesn't work well with runners on. He seems to get in his own head. As that was a breaking ball from Freitas that Rainey chased in the dirt. Freitas occupies himself with the runner more so than the batter. 0-1 pitch is another breaking ball, 0-2. So 2 breaking balls have Cody Freitas ahead in the count, 0-2. Here's a pitch to Elijah. That's a fastball hit right to the second baseman, Ophil, to Malandini, and that is a 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. So going into the 4th inning, we got a pitcher's duel on our hands. It's all knotted up, 0-0. Nico Bilgee has not allowed a base runner through 43 pitches and 12 batters. And he'll go back out on the mound here in the top of the 5th inning. He'll face Tyler Wilson, the first baseman. Wilson grounded to first to start the second. He'll take a breaking ball, bounced off the plate, 1-0. Big thing for Bilgee is that he's doing this very efficiently. That 1-0's in the dirt, 2-0. That's only his 45th pitch of the day. And we're in the 5th inning, so he's working well. That 2-0's in the dirt, 3-0. So now Bilgee needs to find the zone right here. 3-0 pitch from Bilgee. That's in there for strike 1 to Wilson. Can't come back from 3-0 without getting the first strike. 3-1 pitch from Bilgee. That's just barely off the plate. It's going to be the first base runner of the Boilermakers' day here in the 5th inning. And they're still searching for their first hit. The left fielder, Andrew Schweigart, grounded to third base in the 2nd inning. Another one right here would be good, because then double play is in order. That one's above the zone, 1-0. Ball and no strikes is the count. Pitch from Bilgee. Swing and a miss from Schweigart, 1-1. Count is even. A ball and a strike. There's a pitch from Bilgee. It's a pickoff attempt. Wilson able to read it. One pitch, one ball and one strike. There's a pitch from Bilgee. That's in the dirt, and it kicks off of Preston Lund and behind him. 2-1. So Wilson moves up 90 feet. So now the Boilermakers have a runner in scoring position. 2 balls and a strike is the count to Schweigart. That's below the zone, 3-1. Bilgee comes set. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That's in there at the knees for strike 2. So now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Bilgee just walked Wilson to start the 5th. Full count pitch. Just barely tipped foul, keeping the count full. Nico trying to win this battle. Here's the full count pitch. That one's sent in the air to right center field. Jason Ballard's going to call for it. He'll make the catch. Wilson took a few steps towards third. Great throw by Jason Ballard. A one-hop rocket right to the third baseman, Isaiah White. Keeps Tyler Wilson firmly planted at second base. I don't think that he was going to be going anywhere, even if Jason had less of an arm, but it's the first out of the 5th inning for Caden Arbor. Arbor lined to left field in the 2nd. He takes ball 1 just barely off the plate. Here's a 1-0 from Bilgee. That one's tipped foul. 1-1. Count is even. A ball and a strike. Here's a pitch from Nico. Breaking ball. Just below the zone, 2-1. That's a good pitch, but a better take by Arbor. Arbor grounds that 2-1 pitch to Rob Tate. He's going to have to hustle his throw. Good play by Tate to get Arbor to ground out for the second out of the 5th inning. It advances Tyler Wilson to third base, but now there's 2 outs. So now all you got to do is go at Cal Darling. Darling grounded to first base in his only at-bat so far. Nico trying to strand a leadoff walk. That one's off the plate. 1-0. One ball and no strikes is a count to Darling. There's a pitch from Bilgee. That one's off the plate yet again, 2-0. Good work by Preston Lund behind the plate. Kept that one in front of him. Kept Tyler Wilson at third base. 2-0 pitch. That's in there for strike 1. Two balls and a strike. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. Darling was way out in front of that one. So now the count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 5th. Here's a pitch from Nico. Breaking ball. That's in the dirt. Great block by Lund. Just absorbed that one. So now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Go ahead run 90 feet away on third base. Here's a pitch from Bilgee. That one's tapped towards Malling at second base. He'll make the play. Nico Bilgee strands a leadoff walk. And through 5, he has not allowed a hit. Going into the bottom of the 5th, it's still tied 0-0. Cody Freitas back out on the mound for the bottom of the 5th inning. He'll face the last 3 hitters for the Vikings, starting with Demir Heidelberg. Heidelberg popped to second base to end the 2nd in his only at-bat so far today. That one's way up and in. Ball 1. Heidelberg hit his 2nd home run of the year against Crete Monee. It was a line drive home run that just was able to stay up long enough to clear the fence. That's a jam shot. He fouled off 1-1. One from Freitas. That's below the zone, 2-1. Two balls and a strike is the count to Heidelberg. Here's a pitch from Freitas. That one's off the plate, 3-1. Good take by Heidelberg. That one was below the zone. Here's a 3-1 from Freitas. That one's below the zone even more, and it's a leadoff walk for the Vikings. That's something that the Vikings have not done today so far, is get a leadoff man on base, but now they have. All their base runners had come with 2 outs, with the exception of an Isaiah White single, but then he was later erased by a 4-6-3 double play. And now Josh Moore will grab a bat. He'll bat for Bennett Reich. You would assume that Moore and Reich are just going to switch spots.
Now batting.
Reich was playing left, so Moore's just going to go in there, play left field. Here's the first pitch to Moore. He sends that one high into the sky. Max Malandini is under it at short. He'll make the catch for the first out of the 5th inning. And pinch runner on first base is Luke Griggs for Demir Heidelberg. Now Rob Tate will bat. Tate struck out in the 3rd. But you have to go at Tate because Dylan Head waits on deck. That's a breaking ball off the plate. Good chance right here for the Vikings to score with top of the order guaranteed up unless Tate grounds into a double play. That one's below the zone. It skips past Arbor, and Luke Griggs moves up 90 feet. So now the Vikings have runners, a runner in scoring position. More importantly, the double play is no longer in order for the Boilermakers. 2 balls and no strikes is a count to Tate. 2-0 pitch. Tate skies this one into left field. Schweigart didn't get a great read on that. He thought it was hit well farther than what it actually was. He went back into the pretty much to the wall, but he made the catch.
Center fielder number 1.
But it turns the lineup card over for Dylan Head. 2 outs, runner on second base. Surprised that they're not just going to intentionally walk him. We've seen that happen many times this year with a runner on second base and first base open while Head bats. But Head singled to the shortstop Malandini in the 3rd. That was the first Vikings hit of the day. That one's in the dirt. Griggs smartly decided to stay at second base. Don't want to make the 3rd out on the base paths, and especially not with the batter in Dylan Head. Count is a ball and no strikes on Head. Here's a 1-0 pitch. It's a breaking ball, good hold, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to Dylan Head. Here's a pitch. That's inside, 3-0. We could see a sort of intentional walk right here now that Freitas has already fallen behind 3-0. Just don't give him anything to hit. You'll give him first base. 3-0 pitch. That's in there for strike 1. Head was taking all the way. But now he'll have the green light to swing away on 3-1. Nobody better you want up in this spot right here for the Vikings. Pitcher's duel, your best hitter at the plate. Here's a 3-1 pitch. That one's at the knees, strike 2. Head thought it was ball 4. So now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Big spot right here for Head. Full count pitch, 2 outs. Go ahead run on second base. That one's into left field. Schweigart coming in on it. and he'll make a sliding catch. Andrew Schweigart takes a run away from the Vikings, and through 5 innings, it's still knotted up 0-0. Nico Bilgee back out on the mound for the top of the 6th inning. Bilgee's only allowed 1 base runner. It was a leadoff walk to Tyler Wilson to start the 5th inning. Wilson ended up being stranded on 3rd base. Cody Freitas is the batter. Freitas struck out on 3 pitches. He'll send that one on the ground to Isaiah White at 3rd base. Throw from Isaiah. That's going to be an error on Isaiah. That one was in the dirt. Max Malandini is the batter. The shortstop popped to right field in the 3rd inning. Now Freitas will be subbed off as a courtesy runner. We've seen that happen a few times this year with Isaiah. Throws in the dirt, getting away from him. Pickoff attempt in safely. Malandini squares bunt, gets it back to Bilgee. He'll throw to Elijah at 1st base for the 1st out of the 6th inning. But it moves that runner into scoring position for the top of the order for Chow Norimatsu. Norimatsu's 0 for 2 today with a fly ball to center field and a ground ball to Rob Tate at short. First pitch from Nico. That one's tapped foul down the 3rd base line. That was a good play by Isaiah White. He had to make sure that it went foul before he touched it. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Bilgee. That one's in the dirt. Great block by Preston Lund. Absorbed that one yet again, keeping A.J. Mansilla at 2nd base. Here's the 1-1 to Norimatsu. That's in there for strike 2. Bilgee's only struck out 3 on the day, but he's very good at getting ahead in counts and getting to 2-strike counts. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt and it gets away from Lund. Lund almost had a play, but it moves up Mansilla to 3rd base. I believe we're going to have a little bit of a chat on batter's interference. That ball appeared to bounce back off the bricks and then hit Norimatsu's bat, but I believe nobody is paying attention to that, so either way, Mansilla moves up 90 feet to third base, and Norimatsu has a 2-2 count on him. Two-two pitch from Bilgee. That one's hit on the ground to Tate at short. He'll body it. Keep Mansilla at third. Great play by Rob Tate. He looked back Mansilla and then was able to get Norimatsu out at first base.
Second baseman number 2,
Thomas Ophil. Ophil is 0 for 2 today. Second baseman lined to right field his last time up. Bilgee trying to strand a runner at third base for the second consecutive inning. That one's in the dirt. Good block by Lund. 1-0. One ball and no strikes on Ophil. That one's outside corner, strike one. Mansilla took a few hard steps down third base, probably just trying to get in the head of Bilgee. 1-1 pitch from Bilgee. Now it's hit into right field. Jason Ballard settles under it, and he'll make the play. Nico Bilgee works around a leadoff base runner, and through 6, he is not allowed a hit. But the Vikings do not have a run to support him. So we're going into the bottom of the 6th, still tied 0-0. Leading off this bottom of the 6th inning for the Vikings is going to be the second baseman, Corey Mulling.
Leading off the bottom of the 6th inning, second baseman number 9, Corey Mulling.
Mulling walked in the 3rd inning and then flied to center in the 1st. He'll face Cody Freitas, the starter, back out on the mound for the Boilermakers. He takes ball 1 inside. Vikings need some run support to help Nico Bilgee, who's 3 outs away from something special. That one's off the plate, 2-0. Here on senior night, it will be a pretty memorable moment for everybody involved. That 2-0 pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. There's a 2-1 pitch from Freitas. Fouled back 2-2. Freitas is working semi-quickly, but not as quickly as Bilgee has. 2-2 pitch from Freitas. Above the zone that Mulling was able to foul back. Count is still 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one, I believe, shook up Caden Arbor behind the dish. Went off of his elbow. I believe that's where his coach is rubbing right now. He seems to be okay, though. I'll give him a warm-up pitch. So I believe Arbor's okay, so He'll stay in the game. So the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mulling. Here to start the 6th. 2-2 from Freitas. That one's popped foul, out of play. Good battle here from Corey. 2-2 one more time. Mulling was able to turn on that one, but turned on it a bit too much. Fouled it down the third base side this time. Count is still 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's above the zone. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Full count. Great at bat from Corey Mulling. Full count pitch. That one's popped behind home plate and out of play. Great at bat here from Corey. Vikings need base runners, and Mulling would be a great way to start it. Full count pitch. That one's lined into right field. Darling is going to be there to make the play. Great at bat from Corey Mulling, and he hit the ball hard, but it was unfortunately right at Cal Darling, standing out in right field.
Right fielder, number 5, Jason Ballard.
Jason Ballard is 0 for 1 today with a walk. In his last at bat, he grounded to short. Swing and a miss at a Freitas slider, 0-1. Another breaking ball off the plate, 1-1. One pitch to Ballard. That one's about thigh high, 1-2. 1-2 pitch from Freitas. Breaking ball that Ballard chases. He goes down on strikes for the first time today. Preston Lund will try and stop a 1-2-3 bottom of the 6th inning. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a flyout.
Preston Lund.
He got under one just barely, as so many Vikings hitters have today. He flied to Schweigart in left field. He pops that one behind home plate, 0-1. One pitch to Lund. Breaking ball off the plate, 1-1. Arbor tried to frame that one. Didn't have the ball. Can't exactly frame a ball that you don't have. One and one is the count to the catcher Lund. Here's a pitch from Freitas. That's skipped in there, 2-1. Two balls and a strike to Lund. He swings through that pitch, 2-2. Lund trying to avoid being the third out of the 6th inning. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That one's off the plate, 3-2. Full count pitch. Freitas has gone full to so many batters today. Lund smacks that one into center field. And that is going to be the third out of the 6th inning. Freitas is through 6 shutout, but so is Nico Bilgee, and he hasn't allowed a hit, so we'll go to the 7th. Still knotted at 0. Nico Bilgee on the mound here in the top of the 7th inning. He's through 6, has not given up a hit yet in this ball game. But more importantly, the Vikings have not scored a run. Vernon Malone has struck out twice today against Bilgee. He's got 2 of 3 Bilgee Ks. Malone sends one on the ground to Isaiah White at third. Throw from White. Good pick by Elijah Rainey. Gets the first out of the 7th inning on 1 pitch. A few low throws by Isaiah White. One was picked by Elijah Rainey just there. The other one got away for an error to start the 6th. Tyler Wilson, the first baseman, has grounded to first and walked today. He'll tap one. Tate is going to have to hustle. Throw is in time. 2 pitches, 2 outs in the 7th for Nico Bilgee. Andrew Schweigart's 0 for 2 today.
Left fielder, number 11, Andrew Schweigart.
This is the deepest any Viking starter has gone into a game this season. There's strike 1 to Schweigart. More important thing is that Bilgee's threw this many batters on just 77 pitches. There's a breaking ball inside 1-1. So he has a lot more left in the tank. That could be important. 1-1 pitch. That's at the knees, strike 2. Bilgee has been dominant today. He's trying to finish off what could be a special day for him and the Vikings. 1-2 pitch. That one's tapped up the middle. Rob Tate's gonna up with it, and he'll fire to first base. Nico Bilgee is through 7 without a hit. If the Vikings want to win, it'll have to be in walk-off fashion, and what a win it will be. Cody Freitas back out on the mound here in the bottom of the 7th inning. While we're talking about Nico Bilgee, Freitas has been dominant today. He hasn't allowed a run for the Boilermakers.
Off the bottom of the 7th inning.
But Isaiah White will start things. He's 1 for 2 today.
Isaiah White.
His single was up the middle, and it came off of a hanging breaking ball that he just waited back on and punched right into center field. We'll take a breaking ball in the dirt, ball 1. How special would this be? A walk-off home run, and what Nico Bilgee had been doing, is currently doing, all on senior night. Just a great story for the Vikings, and especially for Nico. Vikings need runs, though. That one's inside, 2-0. Almost hit Isaiah. But after he got hit against Lockport, I'm not too sure if he wants to get hit again. That left him limping for a few days. 2-0 pitch. That one's in there for strike one. There's a 2-1 pitch from Freitas. That one's in the dirt. Hit home plate and then just skipped up there. We've seen that happen a few times. Unfortunately, there were no runners on for the Vikings while that happened. 3 balls and a strike. Is a count to Isaiah White. Here's a pitch. That's below the zone. It's a leadoff walk for Isaiah White. Elijah Rainey will bat now. Rainey has put some great swings on the ball. One was a fly ball to center field that he just barely got under. The other one was a hard hit ball right at the second baseman, Thomas Ophil, for a 4-6-3 double play.
Elijah Rainey.
Luke Griggs waits on deck in place of Demir Heidelberg. Here's the first pitch to Rainey. Up and in, 1-0. No movement in the Bradley pen so far. That one's tipped back into Arbor's glove, 1-1. It's a good swing there by Rainey. One and one is the count to Elijah. He's late on that fastball, 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes is a count to Rainey. That one's just barely off the plate, 2-2. Two and two. Rainey sends one into left field. Just barely off the fence. Isaiah White's going to be waved around. Here's the throw. It's not in time. The Vikings win. Elijah Rainey walks it off. Nico Bilgee throws a no-hitter on senior night. What a game. What a story. The Vikings are back above 500. They're 12-11. Nico Bilgee goes 7 innings, doesn't allow a hit, strikes out 3. The best start the Vikings have seen all year comes from one of the most improbable pitchers. Bilgee hadn't started a game until last Saturday, and now he's thrown a no-hitter. Oh man, that's an absolutely incredible way to end off senior night for these 2023 seniors, and especially with a team that is made up of 23 seniors in the class of 2023. That's just a picture-perfect way to end this game. So the Vikings take a 1-0 win over the Bradley-Bourbonaiss Boilermakers, thanks to a no-hit outing from Nico Bilgee and a walk-off double by Elijah Rainey. So for everybody here at the HF Viking baseball program, I'm Dylan Barnes. Have a great night, everybody.